Hey guys, Mr. V over here, doing a book review today for Billy Liar by Keith Waterhouse. Before I get into my book review, I want you to know that I try to do a spoiler-free book review, so let's get into the book review for Billy Liar. The main premise for this book is a fictional book about Billy Fisher, who lives with his working-class parents, and he has a dead-end job that he doesn't like, and his only happiness is in his daydreams. He just has all these daydreams throughout the book, and it leads him to tell a lot of lies, given the name Billy Liar. And the lies eventually, though, catch up to you, and you get to see what happens in the book. So that's the main premise for the book. Now, this is a British book. It was released in the late 1950s, I think 1959. So there are British terms and British slang used in the book. So I did not understand everything. Like, for example, when he was translating money on like how much money he has, I didn't fully get all that, but I still understood most of the book. It was just that monetary aspect. But just be aware that there is a lot of British slang in this. Another thing I want you to know before I get into the book review is that I never saw the movie or the TV show. A lot of reviews I saw online kept referencing the movie and things like that. I never saw it. I didn't even know about it. So I just want you to know that I'm only focusing on the book. So this book was pretty easy to get into because you get the gist of who Billy is within like the first 2 chapters. So it was pretty easy to get into. You know, you realize he's a 19-year-old. I think he's 19 years old. He doesn't have the best relationship with his parents, kind of like the argumentative type. He's stuck in a job he doesn't like. And because of that, he just keeps lying. That's his happiness, I guess, just to keep lying. And that makes him feel better by, like, for example, telling everybody that he's going to have this great job in London. I forget where he's located. He's not in London at the time. But he tells everyone he's going to have this great job in London. He's already been offered a job. That's what he tells people. He also has 3 different girlfriends. Technically 2 are fiancés. They don't know about each other. So you can see he just tells all these lies. And the book, you're just following Billy for like a day and just see what happens to him. And it's kind of an odd story because you don't really know where it is going. When I was reading it, I didn't really know where it was going. Like, you're following Billy Fisher for the day. You get to see he does his lies. But I kept wondering, like, will anything happen? And that's why it was kind of odd. There were some entertaining events throughout the day. For example, like, he's always lying. You know, he's lying to his parents. He's lying to his boss. An example is he engages to 2 different women and they don't know about each other. And he uses actually the same ring. Like, he borrows it from one and puts it on another girl. And that's why he just keeps lying. He cannot stop lying. So you can see there are some entertaining or interesting events throughout the day to where you wanted to keep reading it, but I was never super intrigued by the book. That's why I told you it's kind of an odd story. I was never super intrigued because I did keep wondering, where is the story going? Like, what is the main theme behind it? He lies, but that's about it. I just kept wondering, what was the main theme? You know, like, you just follow a teenager who can't stop lying, and like, you do wonder, like, will the lies catch up to him, or will he become better? You know, if he gets caught in certain lies, will he become a better person? And that's what I kept wondering throughout the book. And I do think it would have been better if you had like followed him maybe for like more than a day. Like, halfway through, you realize he's only halfway through his day. Then you realize it's only going to be one day. So I think it would have been a little cooler if you'd followed him for like maybe like a month or something like that to see, does he change much? Or, you know, what happens? Because people don't change much generally in one day. Now, you can see in the book he does change a bit, but I won't let you know what happens. But I think it would have been better if it had been a little bit like longer in terms of how long you follow him. But, you know, overall, you know, I just thought this to be an odd story. It was just a very odd story, and I feel it had potential to go somewhere, but I never felt really fulfilled when reading it. And it had the potential, and then just, I don't know, something, maybe I just didn't get it, or I don't know. Just something didn't capture me about it. You know, I wanted to keep reading, like thinking something big is going to happen. You know, I did, and things do happen, but it just left me unfulfilled. A lot of times something would build up and then it just left me unfulfilled. Then something else, another story would build up and then it's just unfulfilled. And then I thought, okay, there's something big going to happen. And you know, I can't say what happens at the end without spoiling it, but it's just, the whole story just left me unfulfilled. As I told you, there's some interesting parts because his lies do start to catch up to him, but there was nothing that was too fun. You know, there was a little bit of humor here and there, but nothing that made me laugh out loud, more just kind of like smile, and that was about it, like one sentence. So there wasn't anything And you can see from this is a novella. This is just a short book. It's audiobook is only 6 hours. You can see it's not too long, so that made it an easy read. At least it was very short. And but maybe I just missed something. Maybe I just did not understand something from the book, because I would not recommend this book. I think there's other better books out there. And the only reason I finished it was because by the time I got towards the end, I just kept thinking something's going to happen. I already finished most of the book. I was like, I can just finish another 30 pages. And I don't know, it just left me unfulfilled. And that's why I said, maybe I missed something. It's just not mine. Like there was a few entertaining aspects, but there was nothing too great in the book. Now, let me give it my official rating. So I rate my books on a scale of 0 to 10, with a 0 being an awful book, a 5 is an average, and a 10 is phenomenal. If it's anywhere near 10, put it on your reading list, because I'm a tough critic, so it's hard to move up even 1 point, and a 5 is average. So, for Billy Liar, this was a tough one to rate. But I'm going to rate this book a 2, which is pretty far below average. It almost got a 2.5, but I'm rating it a 2. It did have some entertaining aspects, and I did want to keep reading it. But as I told you, overall, the story just left me very unfulfilled. They had a lot of little tiny stories in between, and basically every story left me unfulfilled. So that's why I'm rating it a 2, and I told you earlier I would not recommend this book. But if you guys enjoyed the book review today, click the subscribe button. I always upload multiple different types of book reviews. You guys have any comments, any questions, post it, because I always love hearing your comments. Maybe you can tell me what I missed in the book, or if you guys have any questions, post it below. I'll always try to answer it. But thank you for watching my book review today. This is Mr. V. Go enjoy your reading.